Hi, is this working? If you're here and you can see this, this is the first time I'm doing this because I see that we have 5 people. So write me in the chat. Okay, I'm actually 5 minutes early. So, hello, hi, you guys are here. Butterfly kisses, divine goddess. I love that. Johanne, hi, I love you too. Thank you. Oh, you guys are all here. So happy. I wanted to be safer than sorry. Hi, I'm doing so great. I'm so excited. I wanted to be safe than sorry, so I'm early, like 5 minutes early. It's okay. We could just use the opportunity to say hello to each other. Um, oh my God, you guys! You know, I had that syndrome. I was worried that no one will show up. I was like, what if I press play and nobody's here? Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too, Lynn. Hi, CR Taurus. I hope I managed to say your words, your names right. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Okay, you guys, aw. If you're watching this like at a rerun, if the live is over and you're now watching, I'll timestamp it. If you guys can timestamp whatever it is I'm going to say, I'll probably won't follow up with myself. If someone would love to would like to kind of help out and write down what I do when. I actually don't know what I will do yet, so it's up to you guys, kind of. I just wanted to say hi to you live. Hi, Nick. Thank you. I love you and your readings from Zenaida. Okay, you guys, write me your zodiacs. I want to know how many fire signs I have, how many air signs, water signs, earth signs. Yeah, I want to know your essence. Sagittarius, Faith. Hi, Cancer, Cindy. Another Cancer. You can see my aura. You have a beautiful aura. Thank you. Oh, Taurus. I'm a Taurus. Another Cancer. So my rising sign is Cancer. Cancer, Aries. Aries. My fierce Aries. Okay. And a Pisces. Hi, Pisces. Virgo. Aries in the house. Yep. Okay, you guys, I hope you have questions for me. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to say hi to you for like 3 more minutes. I'm going to wait for more people to come up. I already have 22 people. Yeah, give this the like and the share. Literally, when people tell you to do that, it's just because it supports us YouTubers. Every time you press like or comment, so YouTube basically expands the video even more, and that really helps our channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please subscribe. Yeah, so basically when you like, it's just a great way to support us and our channel. It's just really, really helpful. And also when you comment. So seriously, just say hi to me. Afterwards, by the way, I obviously won't be able to respond to all the comments here. But once I'll finish up the live streaming, I will go back to all your comments and read everything. So even if I don't reply later on, I will see it. So I would love to read you guys. Okay, I'm super excited. So I hope you guys brought questions. I'm kind of looking at the camera and at the chat. It requires me. Do you think dreams are spiritual? Yes, of course. Dreams are highly spiritual. Dreams are somewhat psychological and spiritual and energetic. I will get into it. That will be our first question. Okay, I will get into it once 7 o'clock starts and more people kind of join us. Can I have a birthday message? Okay, so this is okay. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to start with sharing a personal story that I find very inspiring that has happened to me in the past couple of days. And when I finish doing that, and we'll get messages from that, then I'll start reading your questions and try to answer questions. I really appreciate questions along the lines of are dreams spiritual, because that allows me to kind of give answers that are benefic to everybody. Okay, so personal things like your life path, what does this potential partner thinks of me and all that, those are for private readings. Let's try and focus on spiritual, energetic, energy work type of questions. so we can inspire everybody in the house. I've been having these dreams about a psychic living on another street where I live. What do you think? Okay, I'm not gonna answer specifically about a dream, but I will ask about what are dreams. Does that make sense? And okay, let's wait another minute. If you guys haven't pressed the like button, I would really appreciate it if you'll do that. It will be a great way to support. Okay, it's 7 p.m. and that's when I said I'll start. Okay, so hi everybody. Hi, my dear seekers. Welcome to the Existential Shift. I am Morgaine. Super happy to be here. This is my first live chat. Thank you for writing. I have class, but looking forward to watching this later. Okay, that's cool. Another question about dreams. Okay, we'll have a long conversation about dreams. Hi, Trista. Glad to have you here. Okay, so I get confused because I read your comments, which is great. Continue writing them, and I'll go over it later. But let me first finish the introduction. I'm just so excited. It's my first live streaming, and I'm so happy that you guys are here to support and to ask questions. So this is the 10th month of the year, October, the 10th day. This is also the 10th month of the existential shift, not of me as a tarot reader, but of me having this channel. I started this last January 2018. I think I'm going to tell you a little bit about what made me start the channel. Hopefully it will inspire someone out there to do something for themselves. And oh, okay, I'll read it in a second. Oh, this confuses me. I feel like a kid. So I'll tell you about that. Then I'll move on to tell you something that happened to me yesterday. And those will be two kind of storytelling time because I'm a storyteller. So I'll talk to you guys about something that might inspire you. And then I'll go to your questions. Okay, so the existential shift. Last December, December 2017, I was going through kind of a rough time. I was going through a hard time emotionally, and I want to know how you connect so well to your interpretation. Oh my God, Trista, thank you so much for the $10. You're beautiful and inspiring. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking, and then I'm gonna see it also. If I miss out on your comment, I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to make it all work out together, but thank you so much, Trista. I really appreciate the support. So I was going through a rough time, and I remember going to this event. Okay, it was like the social gathering of people that I know fairly well, and I remember sitting there. And the reason I was a little bit down is because I did something very brave that didn't work out. So I felt like an idiot, kind of in a nutshell. So I was sitting in this room with a lot of people, and I felt super lonely, right? I bet many of you can relate to the feeling of being in a room full of people and feeling super lonely. And at one point I was like, okay, I can't fake this anymore. I can't pretend I'm having fun or that I believe anybody here genuinely cares about me. So I got up, I left, I got back to my apartment. And because it was December, I felt like I really, really needed message. Hi, Diana. Hi, lady. I felt like I really, really needed a message for myself. I've been a tarot reader formally about 13 years. Non-formally, way beyond that since I was a little girl, but this is a different story. And if someone would want me to talk about it, you can write it and then I'll talk about it later. And I gave myself a reading for the New Year's, for the month of January. And I remember it was at a time where I just discovered the whole YouTube videos when it comes to divination and taroscopes. Like I've been doing tarot for so many years, but always like on one-on-ones or in front of groups or lectures. And it's the first time I discovered like that around that time about the videos. So I decided to try and video the reading that I was doing. So I opened the camera and I just gave myself the reading, and I spoke to the camera as if I'm giving this to someone else because I felt like it will help my objectivity, right? And I did the reading and it took an hour. It was for Taurus. And I didn't even watch it, the entire thing. I just knew I had a compulsion to just post it on YouTube. That was my first video. It got a fairly good, nice amount of views, not like the views that I have today. And I need to thank you guys for that. But a surprising amount of views. And that encouraged me to do other signs. And then before I knew it, months went by and here we are. So this is kind of a message for you guys. First, to show that nothing is ever final. There's always new beginnings out of nowhere. It's literally like you'll do something from a reason that you would never even imagine to lead somewhere, because allegedly it's negative or so, but then magic will happen. So all I'm saying is, because of that, always give yourself a chance to try something different, something new, regardless of whether or not you're planning on it to succeed or think anything will come out of it. Because, you know, shoot for the moon, you'll hit a star, or shoot all over and then you'll hit something. Like, just try. Are you physic or psychic? What are you asking? I don't know what you're asking. I'm not sure. I'm not a physics. I mean, I have general knowledge in physics, but I'm not a scientist. Psychic. Yeah. Okay. I'll get to it. I might have to ask you to write me your questions again, and after I tell you my story, and then we'll get to that. Okay, so that's about that. I want to move on to something that happened to me yesterday that completely blew my mind and really, really, really affected me. Really helped my expansion in a way that I did not see coming. So, like many of us, like many of you, my lovely seekers, and a lot of people, I believe, can relate to that because of all the planetarian aspects and the shifts, the existential shifts. We're going through a lot, right? We're evolving, we're growing, we're leaving, we're meeting. A lot of things are going on. Happy Wednesday, Roxy. Thank you. Hello. And so am I. I'm going through a lot of changes. I am battling my own inner demons and fears. Us tarot readers and psychics are not exempt from being human and having an emotional realm and psychological realm and spiritual realm that is both balanced sometimes, but both also challenged. I guess I want to know about Lilith. One second. Okay, good. It's good that you're asking questions. I'll get to all of it, hopefully. And so I am on a journey because of that. Not only spiritual and emotional, but physical. I'm in movement. And the past few days I've been driving. Now, I won't get into the circumstances of the story. It's not a bad thing. It's just a transition. It's a journey that I decided to take for personal reasons. But for the past few days, I've been driving a whole lot. And now I'm telling you guys a story that is really crazy. So you might want to listen to the details, because it matters. Okay, even my jewelry has connection to the story, in a bizarre way. Is it just me, or are some of you also in Cancer Moon Tarot's live reading? And about a week ago or a few days ago, I saw a friend of mine posted on Facebook that her and her husband, and these are people that I love dearly and I haven't seen in years, are going to visit a city that I was meant to drive through, that I knew I'll be there. So I contacted her and I was like, hey, you're going to be in this place that I'm going to? And sorry, I'm a little bit private in my life, so I'm kind of being vague. Are you going to be there and this day? And she's like, oh yeah, we're landing there, but then we're moving right away. We're going on a spiritual journey on this mountain. I'll call the Mountain S, okay? On Mountain S. And we're not exactly going to be where you're going to be, the time you're going to be there, but why don't you join us? And that sounded so amazing, but circumstances didn't allow and all kinds of things. I was like, oh, I wish I could, but I can't. Okay, great. So I keep on with my journey, and a couple days ago, my car broke down. It wouldn't move. It wouldn't start. And the city that I went to visit, that I never been there before, We'll get to everything. The trickster archetype. Yeah, definitely. That's a great question. The Joker, the Fool, Loki, etc. I will talk about it. Okay, let's wait with the questions just a little bit because I want to finish the story. It's hard for me. Yes, I will tell you about my chart. Okay. I need to maintain my focus, and then I'm going to see the questions again. So my car died. I thought it was gas, and it was nighttime already. Okay, I was supposed to keep driving somewhere and get to my destination 2-3 days ago, but the car broke down. I thought it was gas. I walked for 45 minutes to a gas station. I bought a gallon. I walked back. I filled my car. It didn't work. It wasn't the gas. I got into the car. I was like, okay. No mechanics were available at that time, and I didn't know what to do. And I ended up just sleeping in the car for the night, which was a nightmare. It's the first time I'm doing such a thing. My back, not good for the back, people. Anyway, me and my dog, we literally went to sleep in the car. So morning comes in this strange city. Damn, you didn't feel like something bad was going to happen? No, I'm a badass. Anybody tries to come at me, they regret it. Nope. Also, I have trust in the universe. I have this weird, like, childish fool trust. So I sleep in the car. I wake up in the morning. I call mechanics and a tow driver. They come along. To make a long story short, they try to charge the battery. It works. The car starts. I pay them. They leave. I want to go and drive, but the steering wheel won't move. The steering wheel won't move. I can start the car now, but I can't drive it. And that tow driver left. I just realized I paid the money and he only did a halfway job. Damn. I find a different mechanics. I needed to wait a few hours until they became available. He came by. He was a real sweetheart. He came by, helped me get the car to his garage. He told me, okay, I can work on this. I can fix it in an hour. Of course, it cost me more money and really delayed my journey. And he also discovered other things that are wrong in the car. Just a lot of like circumstantial, weird, bad mojo kind of events that happen to my car suddenly when I need to do a really long drive. I ended up leaving there 24 hours later than I should have. I drive 2 hours. I get totally exhausted. I sleep another night in the car. I wake up in the morning and then I start driving. That's 2 days ago. Yesterday in the morning, finally, I get on the road and back to drive. Yeah, definite need for delay. Yes, Trista, you're on it. So I don't know if it was a break from driving, but I'll get to it. I'm driving for 2 hours, and here's the thing. I'm on a highway that I'm not supposed to change or make any sort of turn for a while, for a good amount of time. I'm supposed to just drive. I just want to get to my next destination. And then for some reason, my hands, I see a sign saying Mount S. And I'm like, okay. Doesn't even ring a bell. Even though a friend of mine mentioned it to me a few days ago, I didn't make the connection. I see a sign. I skip it. Obviously, I need to drive. I see many signs of all kinds of places. I didn't take those turns. I drive through the next exit towards that mountain, and I make a turn. I make that turn, and as I'm making the turn, I'm like, what the F just happened? I did not plan on making that turn. I didn't want to make that turn. My brain wasn't into making that turn. I was into driving straight. And yet my hands, and I felt like, am I possessed? What is going on? Yeah, your dream says I experienced some wild shit from the universe the other day too. Yeah, that was yesterday. It was crazy. I make the turn. I'm like, am I possessed? What's going on here? What just happened? So I drive through and the name keeps ringing a bell. Like the name of the mountain. I'm like, why does this place sound familiar? Now, as I'm making the turn, it feels familiar. Now, mind this, I've never heard about this place until before a week prior from the friend. I've never been there. When she told me that she's going to be there, she didn't mention when exactly. And also, I didn't know it's going to be on my way towards where I was going because I didn't check in the maps. I didn't check where it is. I had no clue it's actually going to be in the way. And yet I find myself there. Still not making the connection, by the way. And I feel a strange pull to the place, like the energy there, the trees, the environment, everything just felt so bizarrely familiar. And then I stopped battling myself and my logic, like, why did I take this turn? And I started just feeling weirdly good and excited. Can't explain yet why. So I parked the car like this in. I let my dog Ollie get out and like kind of pee and, do his thing. I just look at the maps and I try to figure out, why am I there? Why? And then my brain kicks in and is like, okay, we need to go. We need to take over this. Enough. Let's go. Let's just go. All right. I start driving. I take a turn back to the highway. Last minute, I realized that I took south instead of north, whatever, like the other direction. And last minute, I turn back before I take the wrong highway. And I end up driving in a circle around the mountain right back to where I was stopping in the beginning. I was like, okay, this mountain got a hold of me. I'm never going to leave this place. I'm going to get kidnapped by aliens or whatnot. So I say to myself, okay, lemons to lemonade. Let's make something out of it. Maybe I'm supposed to be here. I mean, I'm the first person to believe in, in weird things that have a reason, okay? So I start driving on the street that is very cute, has little shops and cafes. I park at one place. If it sounds like a long story, please be patient. There's a reason to all this. And give this video the like so more people will know about the video. It's a great way to support me if you're here and you haven't pressed like. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I love that you guys are here. Thank you. Anyway, so I'm parking the car. I leave the car. I'm not comfortable with that parking, which is weird because technically there was no reason for me to not park there. I was allowed to park there. But I go into the car. I drive about a block and a half further, and then I park there. Same type of parking. I shouldn't have a reason to park there, not the other place. But I listened to my weird intuition that day. Yesterday was just bizarre. I leave the car. I go and buy coffee. I ask the seller, is there a nice divination shop in the area? Because I always like to buy everywhere I go travel. I like to buy something cute, like esoteric, divination, whatever, magical. I go to the shop. I hang out at the shop. I enjoy putting things in the cart, including these jewels. This is goldstone. Okay. So see these earrings, this necklace with the dragons around it. My spirit guide took over our best. Yes. The person who just told me, let's finish the story in 2 minutes. No, you can either watch later and then skip to the Q&As, or just not watch. This story means something. Okay. It means something and you don't have to connect, but, I know what I'm doing. So I'm in the shop, putting all these things in the cart, and then it clicks. The mountain's name sounds familiar because my friend told me she'll be there on a spiritual journey. Now, I didn't know when she was supposed to be there. So I write her, hey, when did you say you're in this mountain? And she's like, now mind this, I haven't seen this person in 6 years. Last time I've seen her was 6 years ago in Israel, in the other side of the planet. I wasn't supposed to be on that mountain. I wasn't even familiar with the mountain. I didn't know the direction of the mountain. I didn't take the turn on purpose. I tried to leave the mountain. It wouldn't let me. I ended up in that store, even though I originally parked in another place. The car that went down, I was actually supposed to be way after that mountain 2 days before that. Right? All these weird events led to me being in the store, talking to her, and she's like, I'm here now. Where are you exactly on the mountain? It's a big place. I'm like, oh, I'm in this little cute street and in this divination store, this new age store. And she's like, and then she says the name of the store. Are you in this store? I'm like, yes. And then she's like, I hear her out loud, stop the car. She stops the car and she comes out with her husband. And we're like, what the fuck? How are you even here? How is this even possible? The group had me join them for the day to a spiritual quest on that mountain. During that spiritual quest, two things happened. First, we arrived to this shrine for the goddess, for the great mother, for Gaia. In this shrine, right in the middle, what stone sits? The jewelry that I just bought in that store. Gold stone. No, it's not as a common stone as amethyst, and I've never purchased anything gold stone before that. Yes, the universe is so amazing. Yes, it is incredible. So I get to the shrine and there's a stone there. So first thing that I'm getting, a message from the Great Mother, a message from Gaia, a message from the mountain, a message from Earth. I'm supposed to be there. And there's a reason why something took over me. I can't explain it. Why did I take that turn? As I was doing it, I was like, what's going on? Where am I going? After the shrine, we go and do this meditation, this group thing. Where you know where you want to get to know each other in a new group. So you get divided into couples, and then you change every time you're with someone else. And then what we did, we just said to each other what we like about each other. We looked each other in the eye and told each other the good things about us. Now, here's what happened. And that's a big deal for me. That happened to me yesterday, a day before the portal today, and I'll explain all the connections and how it might affect you, potentially. I love when things happen like this. Yeah. I was always super intuitive and had the ability to kind of know things about people. But what happened to me that day was beyond what I'm familiar with my own realm of powers. Every time I stood in front of one of the individuals in the group, and they started with telling me what they feel about me, the positive things about me, and they were very sweet. In turn, I looked them in the eye and just zoomed straight into a past lifetime of theirs. A very accurate past lifetime with a very specific karmic lesson that they've been carrying with them, and what it is that they need to do. Looking beautiful, thank you. And what it is that they need to do to fix that karmic lesson. I know sometime in the past thousands of years, I've walked that earth on that mountain. I know it is a home for me, even though I've never been there. And later on, when I Googled and when the group explained to me about the mountain, because I didn't hear about the mountain before that ever, apparently the Lemurian culture, a very ancient culture, has lived there, or some say still does. And it was a great location for Native American tribes. So it's Native American and Lemurian. And it is said to be one of few energetic portals on Earth that are gateways between this world and other worlds. So basically this mountain is a known, apparently, energetic spiritual mecca, some sort, that I was guided there in a series of events that if you were to see this in a movie, you'd be like, oh, the writer is being too much. This is too much. It can't be. All is coincidental. And yet it happened. And I felt like that place gave me such a crazy leap in my energy, in my frequency. Something happened and opened up even more. And my connection to the divine is even stronger. Like the fact that I was just able to look these people in the eye and know about their past lifetimes and exactly the lessons and the karma. And it was right at a time where I felt lost and confused. Don't know where exactly I belong. And bam, a strange mountain makes me feel at home and lifts me to higher dimensions. And I meet this amazing, amazing couple that I love dearly, that I've seen last 6 years ago in their wedding. I see them in the other side of the planet on a mountain without planning. They drove in the same street through the same store in that moment when I wrote them. It is your movie, Morgaine. Your soul wrote you a beautiful pathway. You're right. Why am I telling you all of this? A, because it's cool. I wanted to share. B, it's to give you the understanding of the times that we're going through right now. 10-10. It's a portal. It's a gateway. Now, here's the thing in numerology. Why 10? Why October 10? Why all of this has happened to me yesterday and not today? Today, I reached a destination. Yesterday, all that magic happened on the 9th. And here's the thing in the numerological aspects of it. 9 is the end of the cycle. It's the completion. It's when some things culminate, reach their extremity. This mountain is also a volcano, by the way. A certain cycle finds itself. And then comes 10. Now, 10 in numerology, just like 100, just like 1,000, is summed up, downsized to 1. Okay, it's allegedly the back to the beginning. But then if it's back to the beginning, why not just not make 9 the last number and then go straight to 11 or to 1? No, there's still the 10. There's still the 100. There's still the 1,000. Those 10, this 10 today, it's the twilight zone between the end and the beginning. It's the bridge between your old world and your new world. So wherever I've been following the past few months, thank you. So wherever it is that you feel like you're at in this moment, this is the taking a breather after finishing a specific cycle in your life. And know that this is supposed to set the tone for a new beginning. For the next portal. 11 is a portal. Is a beginning of a new portal. It's a master number. And we know that 2018 is the year of the 11, the year of tapping into the master inside of us. Some of us are uniting with our twin flames, soulmates, whatever you want to call it. I don't like to go into these definitions. But it's uniting the yin and the yang within us, and exteriorly with our circumstances and our outside, aka relationships and life path. So first of all, if that wasn't proof of magic, like other than this event, the only things that can possibly surpass that is if someone were to stand in front of me with a wand and create a phoenix or a dragon in the air out of it. Like seriously, that's the only proof that can be stronger than this. Magic is real, okay? Divine guidance is real. When you follow your heart, when you're loyal to yourself, the reason I was on this journey is because I wouldn't compromise my values and my dignity and my honor and what I believe in. I wouldn't sell out. I didn't care what it is I'm potentially losing. I was very honest with myself and with my environment, even though I was afraid. And I did something very brave. And I got a confirmation from Spirit that I'm on the right track. I felt so free today, not sure why. The story that I just told you. Yesterday you finished a cycle. Many of us did. And this portal today, it's a gateway to your new world. And you feel free, liberated from the past, Lynn. Right? If that's not proof of magic, then I don't know what is. Okay. I'm sorry. I am totally ready for your questions, guys. I really just wanted to share this story with you. You're welcome, Sydney. Someone told me, can you finish the story in 2 minutes? I'm like, no. I'll finish it when I'll finish it. All right. So I remember the first question, but because I was talking while you guys were writing, then maybe I missed some things. So give this the thumbs up if you haven't liked it already. So to support my the expansion of this channel on YouTube, because YouTube has an algorithm. The more you press buttons and write things, the more it's like, oh, this channel is popular. Let's spread it out to the world. So it's a great way of supporting me. So I'm going to start with the first question that I read about dreams. And if you ask the question, then feel free once I'm done with this to write it again, and then so I can answer it. So someone asked if dreams are spiritual. Absolutely yes. So the realm of dreams is a very complex realm. Obviously, because the brain is a very complex realm, and our dreams are in that realm of the brain. Now, there is the element of the psychology, what Freud had to say about dreams, what Jung had to say about dreams. Carl Jung also already kind of opened it to be both psychological and spiritual. But we all know the psychological aspect of dreams, right? We dream about our childhood, and we dream about the events of the day that we need to process, but not keep in our conscious, because there's just no room for things that are not important. So the brain kind of makes assessment. Okay, is this information important? Is this information not important? If this is not important, I'm going to just process it in the dream and get rid of it. If this is important, I'm going to store it in a different cell in my brain, and then, okay, I'm doing my job as the psychological aspect. Here's the thing about the spiritual aspect about dreams. That is where our brain is tapped to the collective spirit that is made off of everything and everyone, including a web that connects between all brains. And when we sleep and when we have a spiritual energetic dream, we tap into energy. The truth that is beyond our physical walls. Because when we are asleep, our conscious is asleep. Less defense mechanism, less logic, less ego. Our right lobe of the brain is working, because that's the area of the intuition, of imaginary world, spirituality, of energy, of dreams, creativity as well. That part is working strongly. And the other part is a little bit numb. And you have real room and ability to tap in to what is beyond the illusion of the physical, to tap into the energy world. Now, how do you know the difference? Here's a little tip that I can give you. If your dream has a complicated narrative and a plot and all kinds of characters, and you jump from one scenario to another, it's most likely psychological. If your dream is very short, very accurate, very sharp, and comes with a message, a specific, clear message, that's most definitely connecting to the divine and getting a clear message. Now, it's not black and white. In the realm of the psychological dreams, you can receive messages from the divine, but then you have to really dig through it. It requires kind of separating between the psychological and the energetic, between different symbols, and it's a long thing to go into, and it's very subjective. So every dream to its own, but it exists. But if you really want to know if this was a spiritual energetic dream, it was sharp, short, accurate, clear, and you stay with it. You remember it. Another energetic spiritual dream type is lucid dreaming. That is a situation when you are sleeping, dreaming, and you are aware of the fact that you are dreaming. While you're dreaming, you're like, wait, this is a dream. I know that this is a dream. And even more than that, you can control the situation. Now I want to go there. Now I want to clap my hands. Now I want to fly. Now I want to visit this country. And that's where it can get connected with astral projection. It's a vast world. But yes, dreams are most definitely also spiritual. That's where we can connect and talk to different beings that don't have a physical form. I find when I lucid dream, it's more spiritual. Most definitely, it's nothing but spiritual. It's your spirit, Trista, that is talking to you. How about not remembering your dreams? That's totally cool. Everybody remembers. We all remember. Sorry, everybody dreams. We always dream. Just because you don't remember the dream doesn't mean that it didn't exist. We can't possibly remember all our dreams. Our brain and our conscious are too bothered with mundane life events and things in order to remember it. That's your brain doing its job. If it's something important that you remember, then you will most likely remember it, so you will be able to analyze it and process it and work on it. Okay. Another thing, if you want to work on remembering your dreams, let's say you don't remember your dreams at all. Okay, because you can't be too extreme. You can't remember everything, but it's not good to not remember anything because dreams exist for a reason. What I recommend doing: have a notebook next to your bed and a pen or a pencil before you go to sleep. Dear brain, yes, ask your brain. I request to remember my dreams when I wake up. Talk to yourself. Talk to your brain. Also, dear higher self, help my brain remember my dreams when I wake up because I want to do good spiritual work in order to evolve. I'll get to the trickster because I like this question, but one thing at a time. I can't do it all at once. I want to finish up the aspect of the dreams, and then if anybody can timestamp it, like, okay, she starts talking about dreams in this part. She starts talking about trickster in that part. It will be so helpful. But please be patient, guys, because I really want to talk to you all. And I just, so yeah, have that notebook. Make that request. In the first night and the second night and the 10th night, even if you still don't remember, keep doing it. It will come and it will work. Every time you want to be able to do something, ask yourself to be able to do something. The brain is an amazing machine that is endless and has literally superpowers. Seriously, just talk to yourself. I want to know I want to open up to this language. I want to open up to math. Hey brain, what can we do to get more acquainted with this and that? It works. Okay. Free thinker, why do I experience such extremes in my life, the really good and the really bad? Thank you. That's a really good question. But first, I'm going to go to the trickster. The symbolism of the trickster, of the fool, of the joker, Loki in the Celtic Nordic culture, they're all the same. All these are just different names for the same sun, for the same essence. In the tarot, it's actually a deep question. I do tarot masterclass. For those of you who are not familiar, I teach tarot. I think the link is below in the information box. What I do first in the Introducing Tarot episode class, I talk about the essence of the tarot. What is it about? Why is it here? Is it really just for divination or is it deeper? Yes, it's deeper. And I use the Fool card to explain the essence of the tarot. The essence of the tarot is the trickster, is the joker, is the fool. I will explain. It is you, the seeker, the individual, the person, the entity that asks questions endlessly and fearlessly and tirelessly seeks answers without being apologetic, without seeking to have logic in it. It is the willingness to go to the worlds that are beyond with our awareness and with our body and with our actions to discover this world, to discover the truth. It is the essence of the truth. It is the all and the nothing, because truth is subjective. There's no black and white, this is right, this is wrong. My truth is your wrong, your truth is my wrong, etc. It's all depending on circumstances. No, I always like to say number of truths is the numbers of sets of eyes in this world. Every set of eyes has their own truth. They see the world in a different way. So that's the fool, that's the joker, that's the trickster. It's the person that is that, not apologizing it, isn't fearing it, and goes and does everything from a very free, liberated place of wanting to know and learn. The fool in the tarot is basically behind each card. In every card in the 78, 77, because we don't count the fool, tarot cards, we have the fool kind of peeking to learn the lesson. And that's the essence of tarot, to learn all the lessons. Us as seekers, as the fool, as the journeyer. You read the books by Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist? It's very much that as well. If you haven't read it, I really recommend it. Now, the trickster is a bit more mundane aspect of the fool and of the joker. So is Loki. It is the person that some of you might consider nasty or mean or deceitful or lying. But in fact, what they're actually doing is they seek knowledge in other ways, in other creative ways that some people may judge as deceitful or manipulative or weird or delusional, but they don't have the objective aspect of, oh, what I'm doing is wrong, what I'm doing is right. I'm just seeking, I'm exploring, I'm reaching truth in whatever way is possible. And if you consider it good and honest and rightful, great. But if you consider it bad and deceitful and unjust, oh well, as long as I get to the truth. The trickster is the person that tells the truth without telling the truth, lies without lying. What do I mean by that? When you, for example, only say half truth. I didn't lie. I just didn't say everything. It's that fine line, that silver lining between truth and lie that allows you to achieve things, to get over things, to come through things, and just be whatever it is that you need to be in a certain situation. That's the trickster. I hope that answered your question. Guys, by the way, if I skipped a question, you're welcome to try and write it again. Okay, what are your thoughts about karma, past life karma? Okay, that is very relevant to what I was going through yesterday, where I was able to sink into the group's, past lifetimes and karmic situations. And I'm going to connect it to a very spiritual event that has happened to me a few weeks ago that it also connects with, because I got to see how the universe operates, and I had certain understandings. So when we are living in a certain way, let's take it like school. Okay, let's imagine the past lifetimes. It's like a university, and every year in your school is a lifetime where you go to class, you learn knowledge, and then you have to take exams. If you've learned well and you took the exam and you succeeded, you won't need to repeat the lesson, right? You're just going through, you're going forward to the next, material. But if you failed, if you haven't studied properly or disrespected or didn't have the time, you might have to repeat that exam in order to be able to move on to the next level, to the next year of school or college or whatever. That's kind of how I see it. If you haven't resolved something in a past lifetime, it will come back to you, because nature always naturally seeks balance. Okay, we live in a dual world of yin and yang, of black and white, of positive and negative, neurons and electrons and all that jazz. Nature always seeks balance. So if there's something in lack when it comes to your knowledge or your experience as a soul, existence will try to balance it with constantly giving you the thing that is missing. So if your lesson is X, it will always give you events that are that X, that have the energy of that X, that you need to see and feel and experience in order to learn. It could come in the face of partnership, most likely romantic partnerships, because we learn the most from those. Family members, events, circumstances, friendships, pets, anything that we see that stirs something in us, anything that we meet or experience that stirs something in us, whether positive or negative, it's somewhat of a reflection of ourselves. Always think, okay, this individual does this and that really annoys me. How can I dig deep in and think, what is there about me that does something similar that I have to learn? Because this is a lesson, this is a mirror, a reflection to show me what is missing, to show me what I have yet to learn. That's why certain relationships keep repeating themselves, just different names, different individuals, but same events, right? Same circumstances. If you haven't learned the lesson, if you haven't changed the behavior, it will repeat and repeat and repeat until you get it. Because existence always aspires you to expand and grow and expand your, stretch your, raise the levels of your frequency, okay? So it always wants you to grow, because the more we expand, the more we resonate higher and higher, the more we are closer to light and to creation and being back with unity with the divine. So that's just a pull, okay? It's a magnetic pull up to light. So we're always on a learning curve and a growing curve. And what isn't learned will repeat itself until it is learned. Karma is you did one thing and now it returns to you. Okay? It doesn't matter if the thing is good or bad. There's good karma, bad karma, whatever. Cycles, yes. Everything in this life is cycles. Earth is round. Okay? If I start walking in this point on the planet, and I walk allegedly in a straight line, inevitably, let's say I'm Superwoman and I can walk forever, I will get back to the same point. Everything is cycles. Everything that we send out returns to the same spot. So always think, whatever it is that you do or say or express, think that it will return to you. And that will allow you to be a much more awesome person. Now, it's not necessarily you do X to Y and then Y does it to you. You can do X to Y and then Z, 7 years later, will do the same thing to you, and you won't even make the connections because you won't remember. But everything comes back around, whether from this lifetime or from past lifetime, because that's just the nature of our experience, the nature of our nature, cycles. Oh, and the reason why I said, mentioned the spiritual event that happened to me. So I took a medicine that helps you shift consciousness and see things beyond the illusion of the matrix, of the molecular structure of our reality. Okay, so let's say our reality is a picture that is very accurate and focused. Then the truth behind it, behind the illusion, will be the pixels. You know, like you see the squares where the image gets blurry and then you just see what it's made of. And think science, think physics, think E equals mc squared. Einstein said it before us. Physics and quantum physics, everybody's saying it already, okay? We know it in theory. It's just a different thing to experience it in practicality. It's actually terrifying. I'll get to it. So E energy equals mc squared. M be mass, c speed of light, square times speed of light. So energy equals mass times speed of light times speed of light. The only thing that is differentiated between energy and mass and matter is the speed of the molecules. How fast or how slow does the molecules move? If the molecules move really, really, really fast, speed of light times speed of light, it's gas. If they're more condensed, it's liquid. More and more condensed, move slower and slower. For example, that's why water becomes ice when it's cold, because they're cold, so they move slow. And then it becomes condensed, becomes matter. So we know that in theory, great. But then what I did, I took that medicine and I saw it as it is. I actually saw the energy of the matter. Everything was just webs of light, of energy. Okay? There was no difference between a wall and the air and the tree and my hand. It was mind-blowing and inspiring, but also terrifying. And what I learned from it, in a weird, bizarre way, is that the reason we have these physical boundaries, the body, the mind, the logic, the fears, the mechanism, it's not to prevent us from knowing. It's not punishment. It's protection. Once I got a glimpse of it, the smallest glimpse of the reality that is hiding behind the reality, behind the illusion of the reality, I realized why we are locked, or should I say protected, in this world of matter, of walls. We can't handle it. And what I made, the conclusion that I made, and I can't prove it, it's just like how I feel and what I see, and you can relate to it or not. I literally realized that this planet, Earth, and this existence, this physical existence, including reincarnation, speaking of karma, say I've been around 8 lifetimes. It's literally, and I'm like, oh, I'm so ancient. I've been here 8 lifetimes, whatever. Now I realize it's literally like being around 8 months as a fetus in a womb. planet Earth be the womb, us, our soul being the fetus, and just its growth is from one lifetime to another, from 1 week to week, from 1 month to month. And once we're done establishing the DNA of us as a human, as a being, aka once we're done going through the journey here in this womb, in this planet, in this matter, then we get to really be born into a much higher dimensional existence and really start the life of the soul. And I feel like karma, aka the school, aka the lessons that we go through, it's literally the body of the baby just needing to build itself right. And if something is wrong, okay, let's fix it. Let's heal it. Let's make sure that this baby, when it's born, it's ready for the higher dimensions. Me taking a glimpse at that reality behind the reality was like taking an infant, a newborn that doesn't even know how to crawl, throwing it into a swimming pool and being like, swim and win the Olympics. That's how we are. I feel like we're little babies now. That we just need to grow as souls from one lifetime to another, learn in order for us to go through the next level of existence of our soul. If that makes any sense. So that's how I connected the karma to the medicine plant that I took, whatever. Let's see. One topic will be hard to attract people. I don't know. Okay. Can I have a contact with my dog that passed away through a reading? That's a good question when it comes to loved ones that have passed away. Now that brings up an entire topic of spiritual beings, entities, angels, spiritual guides, ghosts, ancestors. I don't pretend to know everything. And the answer that I'm about to give is not something that I can prove. It's my take on it. It's my experience on it. Take it as it resonates. And I always make connections to science because that's just my nature. I feel like science is a very spiritual thing. I don't think spirituality and energy and science are different languages. I feel like they're different things. I feel like they're different languages for the same thing, for the same essence. I think we all have an energetic footprint, fingerprint. When we live, when we feel, when we think, we echo energy. And that energy remains. Even after we pass away, our energy, that energetic footprint, is in the existence of the realm that we live in. Okay? It's like smell. Someone can smell in a certain way, have a perfume, leave the room. You will enter the room, you will smell them. They won't be in the room anymore, but their smell lingers. Or they did something, they fixed something in the room, then they left. You don't know who was just here. You just see something different. Something was done different. They had an impact. I believe that the energy of those we love that went away is still around. And it has the DNA of the knowledge of the brain that existed. So my personal belief system is that when we connect to loved ones that passed away, we basically connect to their energy, to the DNA of the knowledge that they carried that remains here. And that could be our answers. And it could be completely legit. It's something that if they were around alive, they would say to us. And now they're not around here, but their energy, their way of thinking still lingers. And there's a way to tap into it. So yes, I believe you can ask and connect, whether it be a pet or a loved one that passed away, through divination, through intuition, or through cards or whatnot. I just don't necessarily think it's directly the person or the pet that passed away. I think it's their energy. I don't think there's much of a difference because they give you the same answer or the same response that the actual person or pet would have given you. Does that make any sense? Now, there's also an extra level to this. Let's talk about the scarier aspect of things, because that energy, in order to get to you, that knowledge from the person that passed away or the pet, needs to get to you in a certain way. And when you ask a Ouija board, which I don't encourage, by the way, or when you ask divination tools to connect with those energies that have died, that their physical form has died, there is a being, an energetic being that is helping that energy tap into you and give you the messages. Now imagine, would you leave your home door open at night, for example? No, because then good things can come in, but also bad things can come in. When you open a door, you don't know what's going to come in. So when you set yourself to communicate with the dead, something is helping you to communicate, something that doesn't have a physical form, has an energetic form that wasn't necessarily alive at once, not necessarily a ghost, but there's all types of existence. That thing is helping you get that knowledge. Is that thing helping you out of its kindness, of its heart, or is it helping you because there's a certain energetic exchange? I personally think that using divination tools and Ouija boards to connect with energies of loved ones that passed away can be dangerous, not because those who passed away wish us harm, but because we don't know what kind of messengers we're going to get that will help us translate the knowledge from their energy. Well, maybe we're lucky, maybe we're not. And once you open a door, it's like permission. Yeah, come in. That's it. It's in your sphere. I'll give you information, but you give me energy. I'll give you power, but you give me your chi, your life force. And little by little, you don't even understand why. You become more tired, more exhausted, have less energy, have less will, and you can't really point your fingers. You go to doctors, everything is fine. You go to psychologists, everything allegedly is fine in your psyche. So what's going on? Something can literally drain your life force because you gave it permission, because you made an energetic exchange, like a business transaction. Your conscious wasn't aware of it. It's not like it told you, hey, by the way, I'm going to answer your questions, but just so you know, I'm going to take this and this. You weren't aware of it. But in the spiritual realm, something has happened. And if you don't know that it has happened, how will you undo it? In order to do that, you need to have a very strong energetic backbone. You need to know how to do energetic defenses around you. And you need to know how to communicate your question in a very clear way that makes it very, very clear that the door is only open to benevolent entities to answer. And that there are certain things you're willing to give in return to the answer and certain things you're not. Hope that answered your question. Morgaine, please explain Lilith. Okay. For those of you who follow me for a while, you might know it. For those of you who don't, I will explain. As an astrologer, I'm an intuitive astrologer. I feel the essence of the planets and the energy, but I'm not a professional astrologer. So I think a question about Lilith might be more suitable to a different astrologer. But I will give you my take from the myth world and from what I intuitively connect with. Okay, so it's not going to be an intellectual answer that knows the nature of Lilith and what it means right now in the sky. I'm just giving you myself. Okay, so Lilith is the antithesis to Eve. Okay, allegedly the evil aspect of the feminine. That who betrayed the god and betrayed the male and went all being like all independent and witchy. If that's the case, every feminist and every Wicca, witch, wise woman, healer is a type of Lilith. Religion might refer to Lilith and the energy of Lilith as negative. I refer to it as majestic, empowered, creator of life, the type of life that she chooses to create. Not the, oh, I have a womb, therefore I have to breed and bring more children to the world and take care of them while Adam goes and take care of business. The kind of feminine energy that creates life that could be a child, but could be anything else, could be magic, could be reality, could be manifestation. So when I see a certain aspect of Lilith in a chart, most astrologers might take it in a certain way that derives from the how we perceive Lilith. I will take it in a different way, because for me, Lilith is Persephone, it's Morgaine Le Fay, it's Demeter, it's Wonder Woman, it's Joan of Arc, it's every divine feminine that has conquered her strength and decided to own it and not apologize for it just because she's not a man, and took leadership on her own life and created magic, even if others don't approve. So I would look at it differently. Not to say that it's the right way, but it's just my way. Hope that answered. Always searching in my dreams, searching for a door or a road. I'm always lost, not finding my way. To me in my dream after she passed away. It's very psychological, Annabo, 1968. It's very psychological. It's you wishing your dog to return to you because you miss her, and you feeling lost because you don't know your direction. And that just comes out in the dream. It's not a premonition. It's not to say that you need to be lost or that you're going to be lost. It's just an expression of how you feel in your emotional realm. Okay, love? Temper it's not opinions. You should read the Bible. The Bible was written by men, not by objective truth or scientific truth. Men have opinions, and then they write them down. So all Bibles are an opinion, and I can agree with it or not. Don't tell me what to think. Simple. Religion has beautiful aspects, poetic, magical, honorable aspects, but it also has ugly, chauvinistic, dangerous, violent aspects. So if you don't know how to pick and choose right from wrong, good from bad, then you have a problem. A book that was written by someone you don't know a long, long time ago that you just take for granted as if it's the ultimate truth, it says something about you, not about the book. It's just a book. It's papers with words. Like, you don't just believe it's something just because it's written in a book. A book is written by human beings. And the books of history are always written, the results, the story of wars are always written by the victorious. The history books are not written by the ones who lost wars, but by the ones who won. It's never objective. It is always subjective. Nothing is freaking objective. Okay? And everything that is written by man is an opinion, whether you like it or not. Could you explain the concept of twin flames from spiritual and astrological point of view? Okay. Happy that you asked the question about twin flame, soulmate, karmic relationship. So I can give you the dictionary definitions of the differences between twin flames, soulmates, and karmic connections. And then I'll go to my definition. So what you see a lot online is karmic relationship is a relationship that is carrying a certain energetic footprint from the past that you need to resolve. It's temporary. You learn the lesson. You move on. Great. Soulmates, you can have a lot of soulmates in a lifetime. A soulmate can be a family member, a best friend, a lover, obviously, several romantic partners, could be a pet. It's an individual that you have a very strong, very deep connection to. It can either be temporary or it can be long life lasting. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's great, but it's kind of somewhere in the middle between karmic and twin flame. And now the dictionary definition of a twin flame, there's only one. It's your truth. You go through a very long and difficult journey of makeup and breakup until you ultimately unite after a long journey of hazards and difficulties, and then you express your mission on the planet together. Oh. I have a problem with that. I'll explain. Problem number one. Challenge number one. Oliver, אתה מוכן להפסיק? Hey, sorry, my dog is like, תפסיק, לא עכשיו. He's looking at me like, what's the problem? You're making noise. Okay. Problem number one. People who don't know how to take no for an answer. be like, oh, he or she are saying no to me or ignoring my calls because they went all no contact. Deep inside, they actually love me, but they just need to grow more as a spiritual person, and they're just not aware yet. I'm so aware, and they're not aware. So I'll just be patient for eternity until they wake up. That's very dangerous and arrogant. Dangerous, why? Because who knows if they'll ever wake up. What, you want to be alone for the rest of your life? B, the whole wake up thing. Who said that they're wrong? Who said they're unaware? Maybe they just don't love you. Maybe they love someone else. Maybe they're very much aware, very much in tune with how they're feeling. And the other person waiting home for them is not aware and psychologically obsessed and too intense and won't move on and won't take no for an answer. It's a narcissistic behavior. It's a compulsive behavior. It's a dangerous behavior. So the whole twin flame concept, not always, but it can encourage dangerous behavior. And if not dangerous, just really, really not healthy. Where someone waits for 20 years for someone that will never wake up. And when they'll wake up, they're not going to make them happy. Go be loved. Love is everywhere all the time. Go be loved and go love. Don't assume that the other person is just not aware. They're aware of their path, of who they love, who they want to be with. And that's that. There's no one truth. The heart is the truth. If someone feels one thing, that's their truth. And if they don't feel something, that's their truth. Does that make sense to you guys? I agree. Love these. Yeah. Yeah, yes, the concept can be used to attach yourself to someone. It's scary. Yeah, because what if someone is sitting at home and they are obsessed with someone and constantly call them and constantly stalk them, and that person doesn't answer them because they're already scared of them and they don't want to be with them. But that person is like, no, it's my twin flame. They went on no contact because they're not aware, and I just need to push harder and help them heal. No, you need to get a psychological help. You need to move on. You need to let go. That's controlling. That's controlling. That's dangerous. Always believe what someone tells you. Even if they'll go and change their mind someday. If someone tells you, I don't want to be with you, take it as it is. If someone tells you, I don't have feelings for you, take it as it is, even if it hurts. Spirituality and love is not about living a life free of pain. Sometimes it is, and that's beautiful and inspiring. I'm not encouraging for us to always feel pain, but it's part of it. We live, we learn, right? So another thing that comes up from this, why do I ask the cards or I watch videos about someone that I love and if there's potential for this? And everything says yes, 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 and my heart is completely in love. Just for a year later or 2 years later or even 2 months later, I discovered that it wasn't the truth at all. We broke up. It was messy. And then 6 months later, I forgot about their existence. Was I wrong? Was I imagining? Is it not my soulmate? You were right for that time. You were meant to go through that connection with that person and learn what you learn and expand the way you expanded. And you're here now, the lovely, amazing person that you are, thanks to that connection, that and many other connections in your life. And the reason you were so in love and was led to believe that it is the ultimate truth and this person is your ultimate truth is because if you had known differently, you wouldn't go there. You wouldn't go that road. And you wouldn't learn what you needed to learn and experience what you needed to experience. So your higher self is tricking you to think this is your twin flame. This is your soulmate. This is the only person I can ever love, because you need to be in that place for a certain amount of time to grow the way you need to grow, to finish karma, to finish a cycle, to expand in a way. And then when it's over because mission accomplished. It wasn't a lie. It was very real for the moment. And it's beautiful. Love is endless. The heart is an elastic thing. Thank God. Can you imagine if you live with someone and love someone and God forbid something happens to them, either they leave you or they God forbid die or whatnot. But I don't want you to be alone forever thinking that there's only one truth for you, only one twin flame. Who made that up? I did a video about it a long time ago, addressing it, because I do believe there's certain differences between connections, some more powerful, some less powerful. some are in the middle, and that it's convenient. It's convenient to have names for it, so I can, if there's something that resembles this thing, then yeah. If something that resembles this thing, then I can call it like that. But that's not twin flame. That's crazy. You're right, but people who are crazy don't understand the difference, free thinker. They just attach what they want to attach to a certain definition, and that type of definition gives them the option to do so. That's the danger in that. You see? That's what I think anyway. So yeah, it's convenient to have those definitions just to have something to relate to when we talk about something. But I don't think that that's it. That's the ultimate truth of this is the type of relationship. There's this and this and that. And I think you should follow how you feel in your heart and then let the brain make decisions. If someone makes your heart beat with joy and you just smile every time you see a text from them and you're inspired every time you spend time with them, and then they resonated back with behavior, so your brain is like, can agree, okay, this is good. This is not just me. This comes from them as well. That's love, and that's true. And you don't need no cards to tell you otherwise or to confirm. Okay. What if both are spiritually awakened and want to be together? Well, Lana, if two people are spiritually awakened and want to be together, then that's truthful. That's beautiful. That's love. That's my idea of real love. When two people are aware of themselves and of their environment and they choose to be together, call it what you want. I call it true love. For as long as it lasts, be a year, let it be a year. Be 50 years, let it be 50 years. For as long as it lasts, it's truthful and beautiful. Your twin died? Oh my God, did you just lose butterfly kisses? I'm so sorry for your loss. If you lost a loved one, I love you. I'm sending you all my love. Why do people perceive this whole twin flame thing a walk in the park? We're so focused on it. We only have one life. We'd be so focused on someone else. Yeah, that's true. I'm still alive, so you can live without the twin. Yes, butterfly kisses. That is very mature and inspiring of you, and thank you for sharing. Danielle, you are your own personal truth. Yes, we name our connections and walk around projecting unprocessed hurts on each other unconsciously. Our connections are there to learn and grow full circle. I agree. Totally. How do you know? That's a great question, Alexandria. How do you know if you are on the right path or know your true soul purpose? That is the confirmation that I received yesterday. If you were in the beginning here and heard my story, how do you know? You don't know. You feel. If your brain says no, but everything in your heart and your body and your existence says, yes, this feels right, then that's your path. If your brain says, yes, this is the checklist, this makes sense, I'm making this amount of money, it's the thing that I wanted to do since I was 5, blah, 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 then this is the path. But everything in your body itches when you do the thing or when you spend time with the thing and isn't comfortable and isn't feeling right, then that's not your truth. So the brain lives in the future because it plans. It lives in the past because it remembers. It doesn't live in the present. And the only thing that is actually real is the present moment. The past is gone. The future is yet to, doesn't exist yet. The only thing is real is the present moment. And the mind doesn't know how to be there. The only thing that knows how to be in the present is the heart. So the only thing that knows your truth is the heart. Now, it gets complicated. What if you're obsessed? What if you're emotionally imbalanced? What if you feel something because you want to feel it, but it's actually wrong because you're disconnected? Yes, it gets complicated. But if you are a seeker and you're in a place that asks questions and you have successes in your life, aka you plant something and there's actual results in the field of, yes, I did A, it caused B, it's a positive connection, then that's your confirmation that you are balanced. We're never perfect. We always, aspire to be more and more balanced or higher, whatever. But if there's facts in your life, in your reality, in your existence, in your circumstances that show that when you feel or know something and when you plan something, it succeeds. It doesn't have to be complete, and perfect. Some of us succeed in certain things and then fail in others. But if there's a logical balance, sometimes you fail because we're all human, but there are a lot of things that you do that you succeed in, then you are balanced and that you can trust your heart. If you're in a relationship with someone who abuses you and hits you, and you're like, oh no, I'm feeling it, I love him, therefore it's the right path. No, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say if you love it. I said if you feel at ease, if you feel safe, if you feel harmonious, if you feel lighthearted, if you feel like you can close your eyes, go to sleep with your door open and everything will be safe, and that you're in a state of serenity. Because if you're constantly afraid of the next thing you'll say that will make the person hate you or say something offensive, if you're in constant state of fear and concern, then you're not feeling good. It's different. That's how you know. Listen to your body and your everything. If you walk into a room and it just feels right, it's right, then that's your path. If you walk into a room, I don't care what the job title is, how perfect the person seems on the surface and how many friends they have or how much money do they make. If you feel something is off, trust that intuition, okay? That's how you know. That's how I believe you can know. I'm going to blow my nose. You're going to forgive me, right? It's 11:11 here. Yay, that's a portal. Oh. Sorry, am I being gross? I'm so sorry. I'm literally being haunted by repeating numbers. That's amazing, Lana, because that's the universe telling you that you resonate on the same level as the spiritual, as the collective spirit. I'm sorry. That you are aligned, that your spirit and your path is aligned with the collective path. That your brain and heart and body are following your higher self and your path. That's good. Just tune in. Happy 1 year on YouTube. Love your channel. Thank you. Ask Kitten Love. It's not 1 year, it's 10 months, but thank you so much. If we am as the first people on earth, then who was the third so they can spread people on? I don't know. I'm not that biblical. I don't have a perfect answer for that. But it does connect to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, to the triangle, to the first shape of 3D, of the reality, because 1 plus 2 in math 1 plus 1 in math equals 2, but 1 plus 1, aka Adam plus Eve, in spirituality and in myth equals 3. Like man plus the woman equals the child, and then there's the first shape, the first reality, the first family. Okay, so that's the only thing I can relate with that. Somebody asked me about my chart. So I'm a Taurus sun. My moon is in Cancer. My rising ascendant is the same thing as my moon is in Libra. Taurus sun, Libra moon. My rising ascendant is in Cancer. My Aries and Mercury are in Venus. My Mars and Chiron are in Gemini, and my midheaven is in Pisces. My North Node is in Taurus. My Pluto is in Scorpio. Can a woman be a divine masculine and a man be the divine feminine in a twin flame relationship? If we come from the assumption of the whole twin flame concept, then definitely yes. Divine masculinity and femininity are energies. And we already know that it doesn't have to be as the body tells. Like, you can be gay, you can be bisexual, you can be transgender. You are what you feel you are. If you feel like you are masculine in the body of a woman, then that's what you are. You're masculine, you're divine masculine, vice versa. And when it comes to general readings, energies always flip. So if the reader says, oh, this is the feminine and this is the masculine, but you feel like it resonates the opposite, the masculine resonates with the female, and the feminine resonates with the male, then definitely take it as it resonates. These are general readings, so the cards show the reader's energy, and you take it to your narrative. Trista, you have to go. Yeah, it was great. It was great to have you. Thank you so much. Good night. Taurus Sun, Libra Moon, Gemini Rising. Great, Sue. It can be vice versa, Lana. Yes, that's true. Morgaine, what about growing up? Are your parents accepting in your gifts and path? Well, that's a personal question, and I'll answer to the best of how much I feel comfortable with that. But thank you for asking about my life. So yes and no. Yes, because my mother, she's a very free spirit. She's like live and let live. She doesn't have that in her. She doesn't work in divination or does anything like that, but she really respects that in me, and she asks me question a lot. She asks me for advice. Sometimes I'm not always patient because bottom line, I'm a human being, and I'm also the daughter, and I'm already the spiritual guru advisor in my work and in what I do in my channel. So sometimes it makes you kind of forget about the people who are close to you, but maybe I should be better on that one. Yeah, definitely. So she's very supportive. My father died when I was very little, so I wouldn't know. I hope so. What else? Can I be masculine in the work area and feminine in other parts of my life? Of course. We are never just one thing. We are all yin and yang, masculine and feminine. And we seek balance within ourselves of the different opposing forces in all aspects of life, not just gender. So yeah, you can be very much one thing in one field of your life and completely different in another field of your life, because different things bring out different things in you. Different events, different exterior events bring out different reflections from different aspects of your existence. Okay, we are complex creatures, most definitely. Ho 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 Halloween, XX here. Yeah, happy Halloween. I've learned a lot from listening to your readings. You once made the statement of a divine feminine. Will you share on that term? I just shared, so you can go back. I had a long conversation about twin flame. You can go back after I post this video. As Kitten Love, thanks for sharing your dragon energy. You're welcome. I love dragons. When you tune into monthly readings, do you experience what each zodiac goes through at the time? Yes. Interesting thing. I don't always know which zodiac I will do that day. Like, it's not like I plan, this day I'll do that one, this day I'll do that one. You know how readers a lot of times go through, go in accordance to the amount of likes of the certain zodiacs gave them or comments, which I completely respect and I understand. I can't do that. I can't be like, oh, the Cancer gave me the most amount of likes, so I'm going to do them first. Or, oh, it's Libra season, so I'm going to do Libra season first. I don't have that logic mechanism. I mean, I can go by it, but it doesn't feel right. It's very intuitive. It's the energy that I tap into in that day because that way I give the best messages. If I try to force the energy and force the messages, then I'm just missing out on the full potential of the guidance. So and sometimes like I will feel certain things in a certain day, and certain things will occur to me that will be weird. And only when I'll get to sit in front of my computer and do the reading for a certain zodiac, and I'll see how everything connects. I'm like, yeah, that was Gemini energy today, or that was Sagittarius energy today, whatever. So I don't plan it, but I definitely connect to the energy. It's almost like I'm either my higher self or the collective of the specific zodiac that is in need kind of calls me in a bizarre way to do it that I can't explain cognitively, but it definitely happens. Wow, we're already on an hour and a half. Okay, let's sum it up. Let's see if there's any other important question. I'm sorry to hear about your father. I recently lost my mom. Thank you, Alexandria, and I'm sorry for your loss. I love you too. Thank you so much. Champagne, you noticed. Yeah. Bye, Sierra. Thank you. I love you too. I'm happy to have found you on YouTube. You're an angel for me. Thank you. Okay. I will sum up at this unless another question comes that we can finish with, but I will sum with this. You guys are my angels. You have brought such a blessing into my life. I can't even begin. Your comments on the videos, your views, the support and the energy and the healing are just mesmerizing. I feel so honored to be able to do this for you guys, that you even trust me enough with your life to, to receive guidance and advice from me. I'm honored and humbled, and I'm not taking it for granted. There are endless readers on YouTube, and they're so amazing. And if you choose to tune in with me to my readings, then that means so much to me. So thank you for shifting and enlightening my life in so many ways. If you want to support me and have me support you, because I don't know if you noticed, I don't ask for donations. I'm not judging anyone who does. People do this for free. They give a lot of time and energy and knowledge, and they deserve something to keep them going. But I don't ask for donations. I give services. So if you want to support me, the best way is just purchase my services. You have my extended readings on Vimeo, link below. You have my tarot masterclass. I teach tarot. Every class is an entire world of one card. So if you just had a reading and you want to know what that reading means, you can just have those cards, buy them, download them. Or if you want to go through the journey and actually learn tarot from the beginning with me, then you just go through the lessons in the chronological order that I post them. Currently, there's all the cards until the 4s, aces, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And as I will start in the coming month to post many, many, many more lessons. Link to Tarot Masterclass is also below. And also, of course, come to me for private readings. All over the world. It's international. You can just email me. I give special prices for October, so you can check the information, the magical information box. So it will be a mutual support. I will help you, and you will support me in being able to continue doing this channel, potentially full time. I'm a spiritual seeker and came across your channel that resonates with me every time I connect to your readings. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, Champagne. Are you thinking about doing past life karma readings now? That's a great question. I wasn't thinking about it, but maybe I'll start thinking about it. I don't know. My journey here is extremely intuitive, and it evolves. So I might come up with something, and will come to me as inspiration, and then I'll do a video about. Maybe I'll do a 13th element. I don't know if you guys notice. I do 12 videos, one for each zodiac, another 12 on Vimeo as the extended readings, and then I most times every month I tend to do the 13th element, which is an added value. So maybe I'll do something about that, but I'm not sure yet. It's just kind of opened up in me, so I'm gonna let it kind of think about thinking about it. Okay, I'll think about thinking about it. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I'm going to ask for a message for everyone that is here from the Akashic Tarot, because I recently became acquainted with the Akashic records more than just theoretically. I've started experiencing them, and this deck is amazing. So I want to ask for a message for all of you guys that are here, for those of you that are still here. If you haven't pressed the like button, please feel free to do so. Thank you. Okay. A message for my amazing, lovely seekers who are watching me right now, either live or in the rerun. Message for my seekers of the Akashic records. Look how pretty they are. Message for my seekers from the Akashic Tarot. Okay. Wow. The Muse. Number 15, which is, by the way, the number of magic. The Muse. Okay, let me read it. This is the first time that I'm asking a message from the Akashic Records, and I'm getting the Muse. So I'm really excited about story time and telling you what it's about. Okay, the Muse, and it's upright. The muse plays a song of upliftment and imagination. The petals of inspiration drift upon the wind, filling the air with light and creativity. This card shows a time of very heightened resourcefulness and inventiveness for you. Inventiveness. Any creative project, new or old, can receive exceptional energy now, both from you and from the universe. Call to the spirit muses and let them join you and the creator within to lift your project to the skies. Okay, lift your project to the skies, guys. The muse is around you and in you and for you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you join in the middle and you want to see the rest, I will post this video on my channel. I enjoyed having you here as well. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so email me for a private reading. Go check out your general readings for October. In the next coming week or two, I'll start posting the November readings. If you want to know about Venus retrograding in Scorpio and in Libra, the 13th element, I spoke a lot about it, and I love the messages that came out. So feel free to watch that video if you want to know about Venus retrograding. And I will see you in the November readings. Love you guys very much. Okay. Big hugs for you as well. Bye.